This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, May 25th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis announced his foray into the 2024 presidential race, but his effort to jump into the race live on Twitter stalled because of a server crash. Susan Ferricchio reports DeSantis was scheduled to speak about his candidacy live on Twitter Spaces alongside platform owner Elon Musk, but the event repeatedly crashed after more than 500,000 users logged on. The live event eventually got underway with a few more technical glitches and included an hour-long question and answer session. One of the youngest candidates in the race, the 44-year-old DeSantis, jumps in as the most formidable opponent to former President Donald Trump. Trump responded to the DeSantis announcement with his own video, saying DeSantis was trying to imitate him. IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel denied accusations that he retaliated against a whistleblower who accused federal prosecutors of protecting Hunter Biden in a tax invasion investigation. Dave Boyer reports Werfel defended himself in a letter to the House Ways and Means Committee ahead of the whistleblower's closed-door testimony to Congress about irregularities in a Justice Department probe of the president's son. Werfel said he had no role in changing the work assignment of the whistleblower, an IRS agent who voiced concerns about the probe. The IRS agent will be interviewed Friday by members of the committee. Staying with the tax agency, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan says records produced to Congress showed the IRS opened an examination of journalist Matt Taibbi's 2018 tax return on Christmas Eve of last year. Stephen Dinan reports the IRS opened its probe of Taibbi just 3 weeks after publishing his first report about government officials colluding with Twitter to shut down voices of dissent. Jordan says the records also showed Taibbi was able to resolve the tax issue quickly, didn't owe the IRS anything, and was due a substantial refund. Republicans are newly targeting the tax agency, saying it's failed to clean itself up from a 2013 scandal when conservative groups were subjected to intrusive scrutiny over applications for tax-exempt status. The civil use of drones lags far behind military applications. While the vehicles run amok in Ukraine's war-torn skies, Andrew Salmon reports they are dual-use technologies with promising civil applications in transport and logistics, public safety, and recreation. But many issues relating to the use of drones for civilian defense are complex. For both security and safety reasons, most urban skies around the world remain largely drone-free, and civil servants working to create drone ecosystems over urban spaces face challenges in establishing future protocols. And finally, Valerie Richardson looks at the recent backlash against some of America's biggest beer brands. Bud Light sales have plunged since the company sent a personalized can to transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. The drop is now nearly 25% year over year for the week ending May 13th, according to Bump Williams Consulting and Nielsen IQ data. Its chief competitor, Miller Lite, has also been criticized by some conservative media figures, who just stumbled upon an ad released online 2 months ago. The spot highlights women brewers in a tongue-in-cheek way by shredding up old scantily clad beer promos to use as fertilizer to grow ingredients for new brews. Some conservatives took that as an apology tour. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.